Daryl Simmons, Fat Ninja DM here. As you can see, I got a new bit of a new layout going on. I snagged this off of variantart.com. The pick is by this artist by the name of Noodle Thug. So thank you, sir, for this awesome pick of Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. Totally awesome. This is going to be a this is going to be a video response to a certain video response that's been posted up today. I'm going to respond to it. So let's go ahead and get this show rolling. All right, at the core of uh, who is a predominant helper or provider of content in the RPG community can be measured in various ways. The amount of content, the quality of content, or the person's passion of the content that they're providing. Um, to me, that rings true with me also, even though I have very limited resources. I try my best to come up with content that's different. It may not go over as well, maybe. Some people just don't like it or whatever, but that's their preference. And the posts that I seen several names of people that were tagged in that post, and it got me thinking not about like the rankings of those people that are on that list. I was thinking actually who was missing from that list, and I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on it. You know, where was Robert Ogre? Ever since I became part of the RPG community, anytime I had a question, I could reach out to him, and unless he was like totally busy with something from his family, um, he always reached out to me and said, "Hey, hey, what do you need?" You know, um, there are other people from the RPG community that were not on that list, and it was kind of a shame because it seems like you see and hear the same status quo. And when Chris Wilhelm from Drop Dice said that he was unofficially mentioned, that that kind of bothered me too, because Chris, I mean, he may not be the most talkative person of the RPG community because as we all do, we have a life, and he's doing, he just got engaged, he goes to school, he does a lot of stuff, and I don't hold that against him. He's a great guy. He provides great content, and he has a passion for what he does. So when he was unofficially mentioned, that kind of irritated me. So when you feel that your underdog or favorite person is snubbed, of course it generates a very negative reaction. And I'm not going to get into that, like my personal feeling about it, but I will say this: I do feel like that was kind of a snub to Chris, and I don't. Maybe it wasn't meant to be that way, but that's kind of how I perceived it, and I might be totally wrong about that, but that's just how I felt. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. I'm gonna keep it 100, and and for the people on the list, I definitely think that Chelsea should definitely be picked from that list as the cream of the crop, not as a she pumps out tons of videos or stuff like that, but she has an innate passion that's been lost, in my opinion, in the RPG community. People just kind of do the status quo and just throw something up and call it a video. Um, but that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, I really don't care. But that's just how I feel. And there has been a small resurgence. Some of the other people that don't either put out much content or like when they do, it's really really good. Like Locrius, he was mentioned on that list too. He definitely needs to be at the top of that list because the content that he brings to the table is definitely unique, definitely fresh, and just flat out fucking awesome. Um, I mean, speaking about those types of monsters that you don't normally see or hear about in the RPG community is just fucking awesome. And how he presents it is just totally over the top and totally fucking awesome. Um, and when you get to the core of the matter, it really comes down to what's your personal preference, of course. And I'm not going to be, like dropping names of people that I don't like and whatever, because I'm better than I'm better than that. I'm a grown ass man. But the people that think that they can just throw up a video and call it gold, they need to reevaluate what they're really about. They need to question their own character, because eventually what happens to people that are complacent, they eventually fade to nothing because they just think that they're so high and mighty, big and bad, what have you. The proverbial rug gets snatched out from underneath them, and then they're sitting there scratching their head like, "Hey, what the fuck happened?" Well, you'll realize what the fuck happened when all of a sudden, yeah, you still have that big number of subscribers, or you have a big number of dedicated fans that follow you and like everything that you put up. Like, hey, I grabbed an ice cream sandwich and it gets like 150 likes just because you said that you went to go get an ice cream sandwich today. That's fine, but those days are going to end. So I'm not saying that those people that think that way are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that since you have garnered so many people that follow you and so much admiration from other people on the outside looking in my opinion, once again, you are obligated to carry yourself in such a fashion as an ambassador, because as you know, in the RPG community, there are so many cliques, and the word elitist is always thrown around and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other bad terms and whatnot have been thrown around. So I believe if you're one of those top tier guys, I believe it, just my opinion, that you should make yourself available. And I know that we all have lives, we have families or school or, whatever. I'm not saying that you need to just totally put your life on the back burner and totally fully put yourself into the hobby. I'm not saying that at all, because that would be completely retarded. I'm just saying that since you have garnered all this publicity, quote unquote, um, you should, you know, be an ambassador to try to build bridges and build friendships of either people or groups that wouldn't normally talk or interact with each other. But like I said, that is just my own singular opinion. And you can take it with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, my opinion means nothing. It just means something to me. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. So let's go ahead and move on here. Um, yeah, just hopefully people will kind of, uh, if not listen to what I'm saying, at least let it kind of just perk your interest, and you can go on your own journey and see where it takes you. So with that, let's go ahead and bring this to a close. Of course, I'm Fat Ninja DM, aka Daryl Simmons. You see my pertinent information down at the bottom of the screen. RPG Realm Changers on Facebook. Daryl Simmons on YouTube. And with that, I'm out of here, people. But when you least expected it, I just stole your critical hit. Later, folks.